That's hard because, man, we have 1,000 things vying for our attention. There's always something to get done. There's always family to take care of. There's always a soccer game, a baseball game, a basketball tournament. There's just all this activity going on all the time. And it's hard just to physically sit and be still for a moment without feeling like, my gosh, I'm not doing anything. I got to do something. I want to say to you that a part of rest is the discipline of stillness. One of the Psalms says it like this: be still and know that I am God. I would submit to you that a greater awareness of God's working in your life will come when you take the time to be still. I would suggest to you that our busyness, our constant motion, our constant state of activity is keeping us from realizing the proximity and the closeness that God is to our life. He is present with us always. We know that. And He's always speaking. He's always guiding and leading. The question is, are you hearing? The question is, can you get still enough for a moment just to hear His voice? You know, it's kind of crazy if you think about little kids. It's a great analogy because it speaks to immaturity. But if you think about little kids, you ever seen a little kid that's just like all over the place, going, going, all the time, going. And you can say something to a kid who's busy in the living room or busy outside playing, and they're going to physically hear you, but they will not resonate with what it is you're saying to them because they're working and doing and building and getting dirty and doing the thing. We're like that. We're so busy performing and going at it and making things happen and doing the deal. We're so busy trying to meet people's expectations that even though our Father is speaking, we don't oftentimes hear Him clearly. There is a value to being still. So, Brian, how in the world do you do that? Well, I'll give you a suggestion based on my experience. I think sometimes it's good to get away. I think sometimes you can plan to take a day off or a weekend off and just go somewhere where it's quiet. How about this? How about go dark? How about no cell phone? You say, oh my God, are you serious? I can't flip and live without my cell phone. How about no internet connection? How about no television? How about no email? You say, okay, that's it. I'm done with you. I can't go there. That's just too much. I'm telling you, there's value in being still, and a part of being still is unplugging from some of the major things that vie for our attention span. I've done this a number of times now where I've gone away. For me, I go into the mountains of Oklahoma, the southeastern part of the state, and I go away to some cabins there, and it's quiet. There's no television, there's no telephone, there's very little phone signal, if any. There's no internet. For 2 or 3 or 4 days, I just decompress, unplug. And you know what I found? It takes me about 1.5 to 2 days to declutter before I can even get into a state where I can really hear and find rest and be still. I want to encourage you. Maybe you can't go to a cabin somewhere, but maybe you can get out of town for a day and go to the beach. Maybe you can go into the woods. Maybe you can just take a day off of work and drive to a state park somewhere, some beautiful place in the mountains, wherever you are that you can get to, but go find a way to spend a day unplugged. Finding rest, learning how to walk in rest, cannot be achieved in my mind without practicing the discipline of stillness. Can you be still for just a minute? You ever asked your kid that if you have kids? Would you please just be still? Sometimes I think Heavenly Father's asking us, would you just please be still? There's some things I want to download, some things I want to speak to you, some things I want to do in your heart, some things I want to encourage you with, but you have to be still. My name is Brian Holmes. Thanks for joining us today on this episode. I look forward to seeing you again real soon.